Hi, this is Eric Olson from Helps. At Helps, we talk to lots of seniors throughout the country. And it seems like several times a week, we'll talk with seniors throughout the country that have been taken advantage of or scammed. And I thought I would start doing some videos explaining some of these scams and do them in a regular fashion so that people can learn about how scammers take advantage of seniors. And I got a call from one of our paralegals today that talked to a gentleman who happened to live in the same area that Helps where our headquarters is at. And I talked to him on the phone and asked him if he wanted to come in the office and talk to me about his situation. And he's here. He's across the desk from me right now. We call him Lee. Welcome, Lee. Good to have you here.
You okay?
And he got taken advantage of by a fairly common scam. And so I'm just going to ask him some questions about it, and he's going to tell me in his own words how it happened. So, Lee, how did this start? Well, you got a telephone call from someone out of the blue?
I got a telephone call from a guy. He said he was from Publishers Clearinghouse, and his name was Todd, and he said I was a big winner. And so he said if I send him $5,000 or $8,000 or $10,000, well, then you get a big prize.
So, okay, so you got a call from a guy who said he was Todd, that you won
$1.5 million.
$1.5 million from Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah.
But you needed to send some money to him.
Yeah, for the IRS.
For the IRS?
The Treasury.
Yeah.
And somebody else, he said. I don't remember who that other person.
Okay, and so you believed him.
I believed him, yeah.
And how did he talk to you that made you believe him? Did you have any suspicion at all when he called you?
No, I didn't.
No suspicion.
I thought he was. He said he was on the up and up, and he would be able to give me a big prize if I'd send all this different kind of money. So I sent this different kind of money.
Well, okay, so you sent different. Okay, what was the first amount of money you sent? You remember?
$5,000.
Okay, how was it sent?
It was sent in an envelope. It was wrapped up with masking tape.
Cash.
Cash. In an envelope.
Okay.
Wrapped up with masking tape.
Yeah.
And then they said they sent it to the IRS. And then another one.
Okay, so you sent it. You didn't send it to the IRS. You sent it to him, and he was going to use it to pay the IRS. Is that right?
That's what he said.
Okay, and was he the one who told you to send cash? Is that what he said?
Yeah, he told me to send
So
cash.
where'd you get the cash from?
From the bank, my bank, where I had my savings account.
Okay, and how much did you have in your savings account?
About $28,000.
Okay, so you go to the bank and you tell them, I need $5,000, is that right?
Yeah.
And did they ask you why you needed it?
Yeah, I told him I was remodeling my house, but I really wasn't remodeling my house. I was sending to this guy who wanted the money.
Who gave you the idea to tell him that you were remodeling the house?
The guy from the Publishers Clearinghouse told me to tell me that.
The Todd told you to tell the bank that if they asked you why you wanted the money?
Yes.
Okay, so you started out by sending him $5,000.
Yeah. And then pretty soon I sent him $8,000.
Okay, did he call you later to send $8,000 or?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how was that sent?
Well, it was sent in an envelope wrapped up with masking tape.
Cash.
Cash.
And do you remember what that money was going to be used for?
He said it was going to be for either IRS or the Treasury.
IRS or Treasury.
Yeah.
Okay. And was he assuring you all the time? He was convincing that you won this prize? And
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
What did he say? This was necessary for you to get the prize. You had to pay these taxes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then, what happened after that? Did you send him some more money?
Yeah, I sent him some more money.
How much?
And then I think it was about $10,000.
And how did you send that?
I sent it cash. in an envelope.
Okay.
Wrapped up in masking tape.
Okay.
And so,
Did he ask you to send a cashier's check or anything like that?
well, one guy, yeah, he did one time. He told me to send a $8,000 cashier's check. So I sent an $8,000 check. I think he said it was going to somebody in Connecticut or something.
Okay. So, how much money do you think he took from you over this time?
Well, he took all my $28,000, and then every time I was sending all this stuff, I would have to go to FedEx and send it through the FedEx, and then I had to put that on my Visa card and my debit card on my Visa card, and then after a while he called up and he said called up on the phone. He said, I need for you to go down to the bank. He would call the bank and he'd take the money out of my savings and put it into my checking account. And then I need for you to go to the 7-Eleven store and buy $500 gift certificates. So several times I went there, half a dozen different times, bought $500 gift certificates and sent it to the Publishers Clearinghouse because I still thought I was going to get a big prize. So when I ran out of money, then I knew I wasn't going to get no big prize. And he kept telling me, oh, we're on the up and up, and we'll give you a big prize, 1.5 million. And so I didn't get no big prize. Yeah, I got a big prize, no money.
No money.
Yeah.
So I mean, so he had you use your credit card also.
Yeah, my Visa card to send to the Publishers Clearinghouse.
So yet you borrowed money on your, he got money out of your credit card as well.
Yeah, and he got money out of my savings also.
And out of your savings, and so you ended up with a big debt on your credit card.
Yeah,
How much
yeah.
money on the credit card?
$19,000 and something.
So we're talking $50,000 or more
Yes. About $50,000.
that he took from you. And then finally, how did it end? When did you finally realize that this was a scam?
Well, he called me up and he said, called me up and he said, I'm gonna send you $25,000 in the mail, and then you can send it to the IRS and pay this debt off, and then you'll get the big prize. And I said, the hell with you, I'm not gonna give you no more. And he said, well, you can sell your home and get the money out of your home. I said, I'm not selling my home. And well, he didn't.
So at some point you understood
Huh?
that by then you realized that you were
Yeah.
being taken advantage of.
Take advantage of it, yeah.
Okay,
So
and
this-
now who'd you contact? Is there anyone you called after that?
No. Oh, I called the fraud company,
Okay,
and then I called the policeman,
okay,
and then they said, well, because they had your Visa card number and your debit card number, there's your name on it, and so then there's nothing we can do about it.
yeah, they just stole the money. You don't know who
Stole all my
it,
money.
I have no idea who it was that took the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And so now I got this in the mail yesterday.
Yeah.
And it said I owe $19,102.90, and they said the minimum payment was $512.90.
Right.
I don't have that kind of money. I don't have any
Yeah,
money to pay.
no, I understand that, and we talked about why you won't need to do that. Well, this is kind of, I explained this is kind of a fairly common scam that they use. They take advantage of elderly people that are trusting,
Yeah.
that don't imagine anyone would do anything like this. So Lee, thanks talking to me about this. So, if you're a senior, or anyone for that matter, but they prey on seniors on these scams.
Yeah, well,
If someone calls you and say they're from Publishing Clearinghouse and you won an award, I can assure you that is a scam.
Oh yeah. Well, I found out the hard way.
You found out the hard way. I had a lady
never do
call.
again.
I had a lady call me yesterday, who happened to get through to me on the phone here at Helps, and she was excited because she got a letter from overseas saying that she was going to get $4 million, and it was from some prince in some country that. And he said, "There's no money up front, Mr. Olson. I know, they're not asking me for any money." And I told her, I said, "It's a scam." I said, "Eventually they will ask you for money, and then you're gonna pay them, and they're gonna do this and that, and they have a very sophisticated system." But this Publishers Clearinghouse, if you get a notice, if you get a call from them, just hang up that phone.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll find out.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Lee, for talking to us.